But I just wanted to get on here, do a little short live stream. I need to do more live streams. But it's Thanksgiving Day. We got a little bit of cool front blowing in here in Florida. It's probably about 50 something degrees. I know that's warm compared to where a lot of other people are at, but especially you up in Michigan. I just got done talking to my brother, my stepbrother in Michigan. We grew up in the same house. Experienced the same experiences. I could tell you stories, boy, of us growing up together. We were a bunch of hoodlums. But anyhow, just wanted to get on here, give everybody a shout out. Happy Thanksgiving. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. Weather's cool. It's nice and quiet this morning. No hardly any traffic. Hardly anybody out. Just enjoying the weather and the walk. Nice brisk walk in the morning. So anyhow, I ride a couple motorcycles. I got a couple motorcycles. I got a KLR 650 dual sport adventure bike, really. And I ride it out through the country, and you know, it's not a real highway bike. You can do 70, 80 miles an hour on no problem, but it's a big bike, so it can handle the wind from the semis when they go by. You know, that wind pushes you. It's about a 470 pound bike. And then when you got loaded with gear, you know, it adds a lot more weight to it, so it doesn't blow you around on the highway. And then I've got the Yamaha TW200. It's kind of a trail bike. It's just mostly you can do about 60, so you don't take that out on the highway. But anyhow, we're out just walking around this morning, trying to just go ahead and switch this around as we walk through our town. So I'm looking at the different bikes. I was kind of thinking about getting another bike. I really want to get a DR 600, 650. That's what I really want to get. So as you can see, all is quiet this morning in Lake Butler, Florida. Just out walking. So anyhow, I also thought about a Honda Trail 125. It's more of a moped than it is but it's a motorcycle. It's technically a motorcycle. You do about 50, but it's not a real fast motorcycle. It looks like a moped, but a lot of people own them and they have a lot of fun on them. Anyhow, so I see I got a few people here. Happy Thanksgiving. We wish you all a great time, happy meal with your family and friends. If you're by yourself, well, don't be discouraged. I'm sure you could be with someone if you wanted to. There's lots of people out there that are open their doors. We open our doors up. We have a church here in Lake Butler, and we open our doors up to people who might need a place to come have Thanksgiving. So anyhow, we're out walking a dog here in Lake Butler. I do about 3 miles a day, walk around the city. We'll walk on down to the park. Traffic is kind of not as bad as usually is, but it's happening. Not a whole lot. I haven't checked the news. Don't know what's going on. It's a real tragedy what happened with those soldiers there in Washington, D.C. were murdered. It's sad. Pray for those families. They're sure they're real suffering this Thanksgiving now. It's It's always going to come up every year around this holiday. They're going to have a sad holiday remembering their lost loved ones that were murdered in cold blood. That's a shame. Anyhow, I'm telling you, the world is crazy, man. You know, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and Chase Hughes. I don't know if you listen to Chase Hughes. He's a ex-military guy. He's into psyops. He worked for the Navy and intelligence, and he's a really good guy to listen to about psychological warfare. Chase Hughes, and he brought up a point on the Sean Ryan show. You know, left, right, up, down, it doesn't really matter. We, the common people, have more in common with each other than we would do with the billionaires that run this country and run the corporations. You know, we all want the same thing, you know, to make it a living, affordable living, where we can buy a nice house and own a decent car and, you know, put food on our table. We all want that. It doesn't matter what your political orientation is. Dog got wrapped around. Sign. Doesn't matter. We want the same thing. We want to live in a safe country. We want to be prosperous, you know. But you got to be able to look at the truth. You got to be able to see the truth, okay? You can't bury your head in the ground and, you know, be so dogmatic one way or the other that you can't see the trees through the forest. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to step back from your political persuasion and look at the big picture. You know, people are trying to destroy this country, the freedoms that we hold dear. You know, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's what this nation is all about. That's what was founded. And they want to, you know, throw sticks and stones at people based on race. You know what? You know, we talk about racism in this country like it's never, like America is the empire of evil or something. You know, we didn't come up with slavery. You know, it was part of society for thousands of years. And America was no different than the rest of the world at that time. Thank God, you know, it's over with. But they, you know, after they had the Civil War and slavery ended, and a new kind of slavery started in the Industrial Revolution. You know, slavery of kids' labor. They took these kids and they put them in these factories and paid them nothing. So that was another type of, we have slavery today. It's called debt slavery. So slavery has not gone away because the Civil War was won by the North. You know, slavery still exists today, just in different forms. So we need to get beyond all that stuff. We need to stop pointing fingers at everybody, because nobody living today is responsible for what the past was about. You know, we might be, you know, we can't change the past. And there doesn't need to be, you know, what do they call that? Where they want to give money to the past families of slaves. There doesn't need to be any of that. Nobody in this country today had any slaves. Opportunity is equal for everybody. Prejudice exists on both sides, amongst all colors, all creeds and nations. Even religion has prejudices. So, you know, we need to stop fighting with each other. We need to stop bickering with each other. We need to get along and pursue, you know, life, liberty, and happiness. That's what we need to pursue together. Make the country a better place. Be kind to your neighbor. Be kind to your neighbor. Be kind to individuals, people who are without. All right? You need to be kind to one another. Helpful. We're all struggling. You know, it's not one man's fault, folks. It's the accumulation of years and years of bad decisions and deliberate actions by forces of evil. Yeah, that's the truth. That's what people don't realize. It's a spiritual battle that we're in. Think about this. We live on the only inhabitable planet in the universe that we know of. We live on the only inhabitable planet of the universe. And people want to destroy it. Kill each other off. You know, we need to be good stewards of what we have been given. We need to be thankful that if you're an American, you live in the best country in the world. You really do. You got to go try living in communist China or Russia or Mexico. Yeah, there's little enclaves of places where it's nice to live, but you don't have, remember COVID, and look what's happening over in England. Man, you say the wrong thing online, they put you in jail. Is that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're left or right. If you believe in freedom, you got to believe in free speech. And if you can't say something over there that without offending somebody, and you go to jail for offending somebody, that's not freedom, folks. That's not freedom. So we have a lot to be thankful for in this country. Yeah, we have our problems. Yeah, we have our differences. But we have a lot to be thankful for. All right? Our poor people here today in America live better than 2/3 of the world. You know that? Our government does a great job helping the poor in this country. Sometimes too good of a job because people exploit it. People are exploiting our government's welfare system. Got another little dog. People are traveling to be with their families for Thanksgiving. Anyhow, it's a beautiful day here in Florida. Cool. Some old houses out there. Got some cool architect. Some of these old houses are, those they built those houses for $20,000 back in the day at the max when they were built. Today you couldn't touch that house for more than $400,000 probably. It's crazy, man. And the politicians did it to us. If you study history, I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't matter. They're both two heads of the same snake. They don't work for us. They work for special interests. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. So we need to be unified, working together, building community. That's how you're going to get through hard times, is by building community, working with one another, helping one another, encouraging one another, protecting one another. That's how you build. That's how you survive hard times, is by building community. Get to know your neighbors. If you don't know most Americans don't even know their neighbors. We live in our little boxes. We live on our TVs, our cell phones. We've got out of touch with each other. You need to take time, maybe make some cookies, buy some cookies, go to the bakery. Take your neighbor a pie or some donuts, or just say hi, let you know I'm next door, and if you ever need anything, I'm here to help you. You can do that even if you live in an apartment. Just be kind to one another. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being nice to each other? What's wrong with being kind and helpful? This is a park here at the lake. Everybody likes to come to this park because there ain't much to do here in Lake Butler. We got a McDonald's. We just got a McDonald's a couple years ago. We've had a Hardee's for a while. So McDonald's is the worst place you can eat, folks. Good Lord, man. McDonald's is horrible. It's horrible. I like McDonald's. It tastes good. They put a lot of MSG in their food. Anyhow, I don't know. They got something going on at the community center today. Maybe they're serving turkey dinners there. People are showing up. Probably a church group rented the building. The county or the city charges like $250 to rent that building. Even the churches. People who try to do charitable work in this city, they even charge them $250. It's ridiculous. We've rented it in the past for church events and for family events, but so it looks like somebody's having a big turkey dinner or a big celebration over there today. This is one of my favorite places to walk, especially in the afternoon when the sun starts going down. You go on my channel, you can look at my sunset videos. We got some awesome sunsets off this lake. I mean, the sun doesn't set on the lake, but when the sun goes down, the cloud formation and the sun, and just beautiful. Just beautiful. So anyhow, this little dog of mine, man, he just seems to fight me everywhere I want to walk. A couple of people out there on the dock fishing. All this land, all these trees, where all these trees are at, across the lake, all that land is owned by a timber company. I mean, they own thousands of acres. Thousands of acres. So if the economy, if a Mad Max scenario happened in this country, that's where I would head right there. I'd head to those acreages and I'd build me a bunker, earth bunker, hidden in the woods. I read a story about a guy that up in Maine, I forget what they called him, I can't remember. He was a homeless. He walked into the wilderness, hid out in the wilderness for 27 years. And he would burglarize the different cabins in the wintertime to get his supplies. I mean, he wasn't, stealing guns and stuff like that. He was stealing propane, food, survival items. He did this for 27 years. And they finally caught him. The ranger had somebody set up some cameras in a home, and the ranger lived in the area. And he broke into that cabin. That ranger was able to get down there and catch him. But he spent 27 years living in the wilderness. No job, no money. The Bible talks about being a thief. If you're caught, you have to restore 7 times. But nobody despises a thief that steals for food. If you're hungry. But just to steal for the purpose of stealing for pleasure or for wealth, God definitely frowns on that. Anyhow, I've seen people come and go in this chat. I had as many as 14 people on this chat at one time. But they left. Whoops, sorry. He likes the people. Whoops, come on. Whew. Wasn't paying attention, and a bunch of people walked up on me with my dog. Sammy, don't do that. Peeing on the bench. He didn't pee on it. He's all out of pee. But he loves people. He loves people. Y'all got a family gathering today at the... Oh, you're just here listening at the... I mean, I've never really seen people here on a Thanksgiving day like this. Come on. Good Lord, dog. My dog, he knows I'm on the phone and he's acting up because he knows I'm not paying attention. You know, little dog, a brat. You know, just like kids. When they know you're not paying attention, they act up. All right. See what this knucklehead does. This knucklehead. You have to go around. People are stupid, man. So anyhow, they got something going on here. I don't know anything about it. So what do you want to talk about? Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Got a few people made some comments. Hi. Hi. Said hi. Hi. Sorry, I can't walk and read at the same time. Walk and talk and read at the same time. It's hard. So the cheap in my hometown for the community building is $450. For 2 hours all day is holy cow. Thanks for sharing that, Shad Baker. I know you're probably not here anymore because I don't respond to the comments. I'm kind of new to this on live stuff. I just started doing it. Anyhow, so I'm just rambling, talking about Thanksgiving and our country and where we're headed as a nation. You know, I'm a Christian, very astute Christian. I'm not a easy believer Christian. I don't believe in easy believism. I believe in obeying the gospel. And our future, according to my understanding of Scripture, is not looking good, folks. Because America, as a whole, has turned its back on God. I mean, thank God we have somebody in leadership now that at least acknowledges God. Might not be perfect, but better than what we had. Anyhow, I appreciate you checking in. Just out here walking around, checking out the traffic. There's my little dog. Sammy is his name. Guess if you don't acknowledge people's comments on this thing, they just go away. Thanks for joining me on this walk. If you stuck around, I don't see any people on my live stream right now. So what are you doing this Thanksgiving? Anybody? Anybody who's incognito? What you doing this Thanksgiving? You spending time with friends, family? What you doing? Huh? Type it in the comments. Tell me what you're doing. You having turkey? Just going to your relatives? You inviting people to your house? What you doing this Thanksgiving? All right. What are you thankful for? Tell me what you're thankful for. Are you thankful for anything? Huh? Come Come on now. I'm starting to get the hang of this. You can comment, I'll answer. I'll answer your comments now that I see. I made a place now that I don't have to focus on my dog and not walking into people, so I can read the comments now. Come on now. What are you doing this Thanksgiving? You're gonna have, every Christmas we have a tradition where we make lasagna. Because that's right around the corner, you know that, right? Christmas is right, look at that. Oh man. There's a lot of people here that really decorate their homes during Christmas holiday. I'm gonna do a walk with that. That's awesome, man. There's some places. One guy does 360 degree decorations. This is Granddad from Granddad Adventures. I don't know if you've ever checked out my channel before, but hey, we got gun videos, four-wheeling videos, kayaking videos, adventure videos, camping videos. We like to hang out, do things outdoors. I'm a little bit of an outdoorsman. All right. Walk and talk. That's what we're doing here. Just a walk and talk. We're doing a little walk and talk. What you doing this Thanksgiving? Are you spending time at home by yourself? Are you with family? Are you going to relatives? Inviting people over? What are you doing this Thanksgiving? Being a hoodlum? Being charitable? What are you doing? Come on now. Are you homeless? What's going on? Even homeless people today get on this live stream. See, I go through these live stream channels and there's some characters out there, boy. People living in their cars. It's amazing. It's amazing that the age we live in today, almost like a George Jetson. How many remember that cartoon, George Jetson? Remember that? Oh, that was a great cartoon. George Jetson. We're not quite there yet. If Elon Musk has his way, we'll get there sooner than later. Interesting times we live in, folks. So this is we've had no rain in the last couple months. I'm gonna turn this camera around. But this is a canal that goes out to the lake, and it's just covered in weeds, man. I've seen ducks in here, I've seen otters in here, but I've never seen any alligators. Ducks, otters, snakes, but I've never seen any alligators in here. Now there are alligators in that lake, but I've never seen them in here in this canal. Anyhow. Small town America, Lake Butler, Florida. Come on, people. Be sociable. Come on now. Be sociable. Tell us what you're doing this Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for. Come on, be sociable. Tell us what you're doing this Thanksgiving. Alrighty, I'm gonna end this live stream. Bunch of unsociable people. You know, my other channel. We can